Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to another improvised and unplanned video. So today we are going to talk about something that we have been asked about and we see a lot in the forums, and that's about generators. Now, we're not going to talk about any specific generators. We're going to show you what we use and how we store our generator, because when we go to RV parks, people always compliment on how we store our generator, and it's kind of cool, it's kind of unique, it's kind of different. So here we go, stick around. Let me show you first of all, how we store our generator. We don't put it in the back of the bed of the truck because we have a camper shell, and also we store all our business stuff back there, so there's not any room to put first of all, we have a 3,500 watt generator, so we don't have enough room to put that in there. But here's what we do. So as you can see, we have a cargo carrier, but it's been modified with a cage to have everything secure from the weather and theft. To give you some background on how this came about, was our old RV, we had a Grey Wolf 22RR toy hauler, and we never used the back door that came down. So we know we needed some more storage in that RV. So what we had installed, when we lived in Panama City Beach, down the road there was a metal fabricator and a gate builder. So I went up there and asked, hey, we have an RV, we would like a bumper put in on the bottom. So on our old one, you know, it had the hinges for the doors to come down, but underneath they had put a big square bumper underneath with 3 hitches. And what that led to was a perfect measurement of 2 of these Harbor Freight cargo carriers, because they're 4 feet in length and the RV was 8 feet wide. So we measured it out and we were able to put 2 of these side by side. See the picture. And I also had them fabricate one of these, obviously is what you see now, to create a cage that's lockable for our generator. And I purposely left this one a little wider because we have our little barbecue that goes in and out, and someone can steal the barbecue, that's fine. We've never had it happen. All right, so here's what we do with the cage. It's locked. We got a hinge here. We have a piano hinge up top, and then a drop down cage. I do have this, I lock this down here. That's just for added safety with the barbecue. But the beauty of this, okay, so a close-up of the top here, you can see we got a piano hinge up here. It kind of opens up here so I can grab everything. I do have an industrial mat here, and the reason why I have this is because underneath has these big squares. What I've learned is the wheels on the generator lock into here, but it's a pain to pull out because you have to go over every rung. And with that thing being empty with no gas at about 95 pounds, it's definitely a little bit to pull and lift after every one. What I would do different if you decide to go this route is get a piece of wood, like a 1/2 inch or 3/4 plywood, coat it with some kind of waterproofing paint, and lay it on the bottom for the generator to slide a little easily. Now, the good thing is it's the wheels on the generator lock, so it's not going to just slide around. Plus, like I said, I have a ratchet strap, and the ratchet strap kind of locks it down and has that extra security. This cover is basically an old tarp we had. I think gas got spilt on half of it, so we cut it, and Renee folded it and taped the corners. Actually, I got to retape the corners, and just basically made a cover. But it covers the generator, and this is it. I mean, it's just a Predator 300. This is the one that everybody argues about over this versus a Honda, because it's a 3,500 from Harbor Freight and it's half the price of a Honda. It works just as well, it's just as quiet, and we we've had no issues. I mean, it's been pouring rain and we've had this thing out here with the plug-in for the RV. It has a 120 volt adapter or a plug-in here, and it does come with an adapter that screws in that you plug your 30 amp into, and of course we're 50, so we do a 30 to 50 converter, and it works just fine. Normally I'd start it up for you, but it's got no gas and I don't have any gas in there. I'll link a YouTube video up here to show you what it sounds like and what it runs, how it runs and whatnot. It's a very quiet generator, especially when you have it on eco mode. It's very, very quiet on eco mode. And you know, when you kick on the AC or you kick on the microwave, it does automatically throttle up, but as soon as you're done with the microwave or the AC, it throttles back down to conserve gas and be quiet. Even when you're putting a load on it, when it throttles up, it's still very quiet compared to like your regular generators that the whole 3 blocks can hear you. I mean, this is just super, super quiet. So a quick tip that I've learned about with this generator, if you get one of these, I'm going to put a link down below to the Harbor Freight. I think they're roughly about $6.99 right now. Sometimes you can get a coupon, sometimes Harbor Freight runs a deal. 2 things. This is roughly about 100 pounds. I'm just going to call it 100 pounds. So if you're not able to lift 100 pounds and roll it, you definitely want to think about getting 2 of the 2,000 watt generators. They're a lot lighter, but you can daisy chain them together to get 4,000 watts. It works very well. They're a lot lighter. They're very quiet. They still have the eco mode and they throttle. So that's another avenue to get 4,000 watts with something that's a little more manageable. A piece of advice for maintenance that I've learned is, since these are small engines and they're made to run, they come with break-in oil. So the oil that's in there and the spark plug that's in there are just basic, and these engines haven't been ran to break in the cylinder walls and everything. So they have what's in there, the oil that's in there is called break-in oil. Basically, you want to run it for like 8 hours, drain the oil, and then you'll see some metal shavings because it's from the piston and the cylinders are kind of just getting worked in. And what you want to do is change the oil, run it again for about 8 hours, and then change that oil. Now, what I found from a small engine repair guy who used to repair my landscape equipment, we put in synthetic oil and we changed the spark plug to one of those split fire spark plugs, and it ran smooth and it ran quieter. It was crazy the difference. Little tip there if you get any of the generators. We didn't do it. I used to have a couple of the Honda ones when we used to have another business, and they ran really well. We never had any problems with those, so don't get me wrong, it's not one's better than the other. They both run really well. They both are made very well, just this one's half the price. All right, so I'm going to show you how I put it back in. And when I put it back in is when you're going to know the frustration of the squares in the bottom here, because once you get it in, they want to sink into those squares, and I have to lift it, and I can't get to this handle because it's being covered by the diamond plate. So you'll see the finagling I have to do. So this is what I do. See, now it's inside, the back wheels are inside one of those holes, and I just can't push, so I have to walk it through. So if that looked a little difficult, something you can't do, that is where the plywood on the bottom comes in. It would have made that a million times easier. Basically, I could have just got it up there and just rolled it over, locked the wheels, done. Lessons learned. Don't make the mistakes we made. That's why we make these videos, so y'all don't have to make the mistakes. So that's it, guys. I hope I didn't leave anything out. Most likely I did, because this was very impromptu and just kind of like questions were spawned. So hopefully I answered the questions for you. If not, please leave them down in the comments below, and we pretty much respond to those as quickly as possible. Both Renee and I will. And if you need any more information or any other pictures, shoot us an email. That'll be down in the description below, and I can send you pictures of anything, a more close-up of the cage or whatever you'd like. So if you would, give this video a thumbs up. That helps us out a lot. Please leave a comment if you have questions below or I totally forgot something. Also too, on Instagram, Up for the Journey, follow us there. That's where we have our daily posts and you can see what we're doing on the daily. And I think that's about it. We're here in sunny Sarasota. We'll be here for the whole month of December, and then we'll be floating around Florida. Y'all be safe out there. We'll see you on the road. Thanks for watching.